1990 on a Peugeot 205 GTI. Started out as a 1.9 GTI, this car. It's had an engine conversion to an Mi16. You know, a lot of these little Peugeot 205s, that sort of era of car, that was a fairly common sort of upgrade engine swap to the Mi16. We've had quite a few here with these Mi16s in them. So please bear that in mind that it is an Mi16 now, not the 1.9 original GTI engine that it came out the factory with. Bodywork wise, we'll start off with the bonnet, work our way around the car, onto the interior, and then we'll go for a cold engine startup. Very pretty looking thing, good colours this one. Straight up the bonnet, lovely and straight up the bonnet, no real issues at all with there, no corrosion, no dings or dents as you come down the right hand side. The odd very minor imperfection in the paintwork itself, sort of little black marks there, so wants a good polish in places, but not bad at all, a really good shine to it. Nice and tidy up the left hand side once again, no corrosion, dings or dents, some very light surface scratches where it's been washed here and there, but all nice and tidy, all to be one shade as well, which is nice. Headlamps on the right hand side, you can see that nice and clear. Across the front grille, all intact, no bits missing there, and all nice and clear on the left hand side. You will notice that the GTI body kit on this has been painted. They're normally satin black. This one has been painted. I do quite like that. All nice and tidy on the left hand side bumper corner. You can see you've got your lower driving lamps, your spot lamps there. Fog lights are all good. As we come across the lower half, there's a few little stone chips here and there on the front bumper, but no big gouges, no massive dings or dents, no heavy scratching. The bumper itself, the paintwork side of things, it's got a few little marks in the paintwork on the front bumper, but again, not bad at all. Very presentable and a usable little Peugeot, this one. As we come down the driver's wing top, lovely and straight once again, all nice and shiny. Paintwork's all good. There's a few little stone chips and the odd light scratch here and there. No corrosion coming through around that arch as you come down the lower half. Again, nice and tidy down there. You can have a good look at that. No stone guard halfway up the door like you normally see on these 205s. The wheels are nice all the way around. The odd little mark, but no heavy curbing on that at all. The arch itself's good. There's a few little bits in the paint again, like I say, on the arch itself. But all nice and tidy, all nice and straight down that driver's wing. As we come down the driver's front door, lovely and tidy again, no major dings or dents. We'll do the lower half of the sill section first, so you can have a good look at that. No corrosion coming through on the bottom of the door. The odd little stone chip, but that's all. Nice and tidy at the door edge, and like I say, nice and straight down the whole driver's door. A few little stone chips here and there, the odd little mark. No heavy scratching around the handle or the door lock. And again, the painted GTI kit there. Your wing mirror is all good. There's a tiny bit of paint flake just underneath that wind strip there. Not noticeable at all, but it is there. We're going to jump up onto the roof now. You'll notice it's a non-sunroof model, this one. Roof itself, again, lovely and tidy across the front edge of the roof. You've got three little stone chips just starting on the front edge of the roof there on the driver's side, and a few little bird poo marks in the lacquer itself. But again, what a good polish would do, I do not know. Like to see some of that disappear, that's for sure, but all nice and tidy, non-sunroof. As we come back down the driver's rear quarter, lovely and straight again, you can see that. Lovely and straight down that whole driver's side, a real good shine to it. The lower half, all nice and tidy. A tiny bit of bubbling just starting at the back of the rear quarter where it meets a wheel arch. We'll do the inside lip on the arch so you can have a good look at that. All nice and straight around the arch itself. Lovely and tidy up the quarter. A slightly heavier scratch there on the rear quarter, and again the odd little stone chip. And all nice and tidy around your 1.9, the GTI badge there on those black plastics, and no heavy scratching once again around that fuel cap. Wheel and tyre on the back there, all nice and shiny, all nice and silver. Down that side, it's like silvery blue, this one. Onto the rear driver's side, the bumper corner again, got a little bit of paint flake on the bumper corner, but no big scuffs or scrapes. A little bit of a mark on the rear there. Just see that there, and a little bit of paint flake around your fog lamp. Across the left hand side again, no big scuffs or scrapes. Back bumper itself all nice and tidy. Again, painted like the rest. Rear light lenses are lovely and clear. Just your back panel bit on the boot there is all nice and tidy as well. No cracking in that, no nasty marks. The odd little paint flake on the lower half. As we come up the boot itself, no corrosion around your washer jet or your wiper. Lovely and tidy on both corners there. A little bit of a stone chip mark on the left hand corner. Right hand corner, lovely and clear. Up and across the top when the little spoiler's all okay. Some light marks in the paint on the spoiler. That's obviously been colour coded with the rest of the kit. Like I say, nice and tidy across there, no corrosion, but there's a tiny little bit of cracking in the paint. And I mean, very, very small amount there. You have to get really close to even notice that. As we come down the left-hand side, again, wheel and tyre, nice on the left. Up the rear quarters, all nice and straight and shiny. Across that rear quarter, no problems at all with that. There's a few little marks in the lack there. I think I must have had a sticker on here at some point. Nice and straight around the arch, no corrosion coming through once again. As we go down the lower half section, you've got a tiny, tiny little bit. That's on the left-hand side rear. This is the left-hand side rear. Tiny, tiny amount there. The rest of that lower quarter is all nice and straight. Again, the arch is all good. No scuffs or scrapes, but the odd little bit in the paint itself. But very, very presentable, this one. Lovely and straight down that passenger door. You can see that there. No heavy marking once again around the handle or the lock. Across the lower half of the sill section. Nice and tidy across the bottom of the door there. We've got a tiny, tiny little bleb there on the bottom of the door, just sort of coming through, and a little bit of a sort of a shoe scuff there on the lower half. All nice and tidy across the top. No paint flake there across the top of that wind strip. Wing mirror is all good. As you come down the front edge of the door, lovely and straight onto the lower half of the wing. Again, no corrosion coming through that. And see, lovely and straight up that left-hand wing top. And again, your painted body kit. It's all fitted nice. It's not hanging off anywhere, that body kit. And a nice wheel and tyre on the left-hand front. Just zoom out so you can have a good look at that. A real good shine with this one. Nice colours. And a non-sunroof model. Onto the interior now. Driver's front door card is in good condition. No major rips or tears at all. A little bit of wear around the window switches, which is pretty standard. The plastic's a little bit grey. And a little bit of wearing to the handle, but not bad at all. We are missing the little triangle bits of trim that go on both sides there on the wiper and the wing mirror adjustment. The seat itself has got some wear to it. You've got a tear on the side bolster. There's two there and some discoloration. The cloth's just sort of pinged off at the back as well there in the insert swab, and some wear against the lower half. They always seem to wear these GTI seats like this. Lovely red carpet set throughout. Got GTI mats on the top there. Nice red carpet set throughout this one. Steering wheel's in nice condition, showing the right amount of wear for the year and the mileage on this one. Nice and tidy across the dash top. No cracks. You'll see we've got an immobiliser fitted as well. That is in working order. As we come down the centre console, all nice and straight. Aftermarket head unit fitted, which is pretty standard. Dials are nice and clear, easy to read. Headlining's lovely and clean as well. Pop the seat forward, working forward as it should. Again, nice red carpet set in the back there. Rear seats themselves, nice and tidy, no rips or tears. Got a little bit of wear to them and the odd little mark on them themselves, so a little stain in there. Again, headliner lovely and clean in the back as well. We're going to go into the boot now. Parcel shelf, no big 6x9 holes in that, all nice and standard. Boot floor looks to be good there. We'll lift it up, we'll have a look at the painted side of things on the boot floor. Have a good study of that there. Put that back down. Everything sort of closes right on this one. We are missing the inside trim there. On the boot, there should be a little bit of trim there. Everything just closes right. Just notice a tiny little mark there on the left-hand side of the screen. Onto the passenger front, again, door card's all okay. There's some light markings to the carpet on the lower half there, where the little door pocket should be. Carpet set again, nice and red on the left-hand side. The seat itself showing a bit of wear. No heavy ripping to the bolster on the left-hand side or the insert swab. We've got a little bit of a tear to the far side. This is the left-hand seat, front bolster on the far side there. But apart from that, all in all, nice and presentable. And again, this one folding forward as it should. Have a good look at that passenger seat from the left. Actually, there's a little paint mark there and the odd little stain, but no rips or tears in the rear seat there. Onto the engine bay now. Have a look at this. Bit of dodgy camera work for a second while I open this bonnet. So I've just had open, so that's more annoying than anything. There we go. I knew it was there somewhere. The Mi16 engine there. All nice and presentable in the engine bay. So you got a strut brace fitted as well. We'll get it fired up here. Immobiliser is in working condition, like I've said. So just into there like so. The light stops flashing. Find the right key. Fire it into the knife. This is cold start up, so you can see tick over a little bit high while it's cold. There you have it, the 1990 Peugeot 205 GTI non-sunroof model with the Mi16 engine in there. James will detail any information on this one on the website if you check that out.